Greetings friends, and welcome back to my game room. I'm David McCord, game collector and game designer and game fan. This episode I would like to bring you information about a little game called Seega. Seega is a game that's been played for many generations in Egypt and other parts of North Africa. There are variations on the name. Seega is one of the more popular variants. Seega is a nice little two-player capturing game that has some very unique aspects to the rules. This particular rule set that we have included in this game are from the first European accounts of the game in 1836. So it goes back quite a ways in the English language, but many centuries in North Africa. There are some very elaborate versions of this game that have been found with fancy bejeweled boards and carvings of ivory and ebony and so on for the pieces. But let's take a look at the rules to the game Seega. Each player starts with 12 distinctly colored pegs, which begin the game off the board. Like so many two-player strategy games, the objective in Seega is simply to capture all the opponent's pegs. Phase 1 is a placement of the pegs on the board. The first player puts 2 pegs down anywhere on the board. Then the second person does the same, placing 2 pegs, and so on until all the pegs are on the board, leaving 1 space unoccupied. The layout shown here is just one of many thousands of possible starting layouts. Phase 2 is the move and capture part of the game. Players take turns, the same as in Phase 1. Each player may move any one of their pegs 1 space orthogonally into an empty space. No diagonal moves are allowed. If this move traps an opponent's peg between 2 of the player's own pieces, the trapped piece is removed from the board. This is known as a custodian or flanking capture, and it is only formed orthogonally, not diagonally. Only 1 peg is captured between 2 pegs, but multiple captures in 1 move are possible if a piece is trapped on 2 or even 3 sides of the moving peg. Also, when a player captures an opposing peg, if there's another immediate capture possible using that same peg, the player may make that move. Here's an important note to remember. A peg in the center hole is immune from capture. If a player cannot move, the other player must move on their next turn to open up a place to move so the game can continue, even if this results in a sacrifice. Now, Seega, the game can be played on larger boards, essentially there's no limit, I guess, to how large the board can be, but of course you need more pieces to do that. One variant has a different win condition completely in that as you move your pieces around, you're still making captures. But if you happen to create a row of 5, either orthogonally or diagonally during the play, then you automatically win the game. Another interesting variant based on that is that if you force your opponent to make a row of 5, then they automatically lose. It's kind of interesting ways, house rules, I guess you might say, to how to play Seega. But it's a very intriguing little game, and I invite you to check it out. This particular one is part of our NewVenture Games Peg Pastime series that's distributed by Red Hen Toys. And if you like this kind of a game, you'd like to know more about historic traditional games from around the world, by all means subscribe to the channel here, and we'll bring you more information in the future on the historic games as well as newer games. And if you have any suggestions or questions, by all means send that information our way, and we'll see what we can do to address those. And meanwhile, as I always say, be sure to play every day.